Hi everyone, happy Sunday. My name is Marin Johanna Miller and I'm sitting at the pool. I worked all weekend at the restaurant. For those of you who don't know, I work at a restaurant part-time as a server in order to continue to pursue being a Reiki practitioner, an energy worker, to be a life coach and support to folks as they're moving through different transitions, whether it's around communication, purpose, awareness. And I also work as a facilitator with an amazing organization called Building Bridges, which is in Denver. And I am sitting here in gratitude to all the folks who have listened to the podcast that I was a guest on, and all the feedback that I've been getting. A lot of positive feedback, which feels really good. And I really appreciate the folks that I have in my life who will continue to keep me centered and will give me the feedback that is necessary, that is part of this journey. And I got nervous when I heard that the episode was going to be posted, and part of that nervousness was, I shared it in my stories, but it was around perfectionism. It was around doing it right, around did I say the right things, did I use the right words, so that right and wrong dichotomy, and just the sense of like, ooh, a lot of folks are going to hear this and I wonder how it's going to land, and kind of worried about what people's reactions might be. And then I realized, but that's part of this journey, that's part of being in this in general, is putting yourself out there, learning something, trying something, and integrating what you've learned, and then being open for feedback. And so I'm open for feedback, and I have received some, and I want to share two things. One, at the beginning of the episode, it is said that this subject about race identity is what's up. And one of my dear friends posed the question, or just named it for me, that, well, it's potentially up for who? It's up for potentially white people at this point. This isn't a new conversation that is being had or shared or discussed amongst people of color. This is something that has existed for them since the inception of our country. And so it might feel up for some of you, for white people in general, but that's also something to get curious about, because why is it up for you now? Why or how is it that you are available or able to receive this information at this point? Or why are you willing to accept it or hear it or be willing to potentially own it yourself? The other thing was, we talked about in the episode about the default of whiteness and potentially naming the race of the space that you're in, and also if you're gonna name the race of others that you see around you, why aren't you naming the whiteness that is also around you? And that's certainly a good step, but it's also, there's another step to take of owning the experience that you're having in the skin you're in. So as a white person, what is the experience you're potentially having? What are the narratives that are popping up for you in certain situations? So if you are in a space and you're naming the space and seeing white people and black people and brown people, and you're not, maybe people you're not totally sure, you're not sure how to identify them. One, you can be curious about that and why you want to identify them and why it matters, but also what is the experience that you're having. So oftentimes white people, when they're around folks of color, they are having some sort of experience. We are having some sort of experience. And if you're specifically around just white people, if in your space that are just white people, consider what that experience is. How do you feel more comfortable? How do you feel that you can blend in and are just be, versus if you were at a friend's house that is Latinx and you're the only one there? Like, what would that be? Or if you're in the city, in a neighborhood you don't know, and you're seeing a lot of black people, how are you experiencing that in the white skin that you're in? What is the body response that you are experiencing? What are the narratives that are showing up within you in your head? And how is that all playing out? And so not only just naming white and whiteness, but also getting curious about and really wondering, owning the experience that you're having in the skin that you're in. So just wanting to offer those two tidbits. And I think a lot of self-criticism was coming up in terms of my laughter and maybe how that may or may not be taken. And also just, again, my being worried about not saying it right. And the words and the people that I was sharing, did it sound articulate? Did I sound like I knew what I was talking about? And in the end, it doesn't necessarily matter. It matters that I'm sharing and speaking my truth. It matters that I am attempting to decolonize and rehumanize myself. And it matters that I am softening hearts of other white people and calling y'all in. And if that is the case, if it landed well, if you're curious to learn more and need resources, please let me know. If you want to talk about it, I'm here for that as well. And really excited for y'all to hear part 2 coming this week.